Now the mic's on.
Jack one.
You have your volume up or something over there?
Hmm?
You have your volume on over there?
Yeah.
We'll see how it sounds with my board. I used to have it good, and then one day it fucked up. Not terrible. The music's not playing right now, though. See? But I think eventually, like, see, it evens out. I don't know.
Still doing like a little bit of a robot thing.
Still not big enough. It needs to be a little bit bigger.
That's huge.
I know, bro. I told you it was too huge. It started getting big quick, bro.
You should just make a sculpture that says TJ is like a thing that you can
I'm
put
trying
in
to
the-
stretch it down.
That's not gonna. You gotta fill all that in with clear.
Well, not if I'm going to put them together. That's what I was saying. That's why I needed to decide what I was
you
doing.
make two separate millies, bundle them together, then fill those in.
Right.
You fill that all in
I'm gonna
right now.
No, that's too. That'll be too much. That's why I decided to stop.
You're that way stretched out, right?
We'll see if it'll work. Could be a massive fail.
That's more of a sculpted tea.
I told you it got way too big.
Like every time you ever hear of somebody is like, oh, my account got hacked, right? And they have like 30,000 followers. They just don't want to tell you that they just stole their account from somebody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's my new conspiracy theory.
What, you got people offering you money for your account or
Maybe
something?
it'll start happening. But you know, if I was, if I was to, I'd be like, oh man, I'm locked out of my
account's
account. Yeah, or something. I'm gonna make a side account, right? Blow it up for a little bit, then say it's hacked, and then start posting the craziest shit on it. That wasn't me.
Dude, this thing is probably going to be impossible to pull down.
Make it a necklace you wear around your neck.
Just a big T.
Yeah, it's a big T. Now I understand why you're like, I gotta make a funky that's brand.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like.
I was like, no, just big enough to carry forever off. But I was saying you gotta fill it in.
But if I fill it in, then it's going to put too much space. I don't want that much space. I want to put them together and then fill it in from there. Or fill it in right
you
before
want
I
to
put
have
them
it more
together.
like a logo.
I want it to be
tied
smaller.
up in there. Here, maybe I'll give you one of these stems, and you can put that Mets can on there. It'll be a three-way collab.
Oh yeah.
Something like that. You could like put it on one of these. This kind of looks like one over here. It looks cool, that's for sure. It looks like you should be making a giant peace sign. Just fan it out a little more, then fill it in, put a ring around it, and pull it down, you got a peace sign.
Maybe on a GTT, this shit's just got too much splash heat on it.
Yeah, I bet. You gotta pull it out of the flame and let it soak in.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing, yeah. Yeah, if anything, I should have just filled it in to keep so it would have kept its form a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, it looks like you could have shoved it in a T-bowl.
Right. I should have shoved it in a tube and then filled that up with clear and then did a backstab.
Yeah, that's that. You could have done it like in an email. Shove that in, get the tea made, fill it all in. Would have been epic. What color was that? Black?
Galaxy and Serum.
Very
You know,
We'll see what the cross section looks like first.
Well, you can still fill it in now.
Right. Well, that was my original plan, but then I was like, I didn't realize a T is just a really bad structure to try to do that with.
yeah.
Because the T part wants to fold in on itself. Right at the moment you should be pulling it, it wants to kind of fold in. But that's why I'm teaching myself. Now I know.
I learned by doing it all the wrong way first. Otherwise, I would not have to. Bet it's hot over there.
like you take the camera off of me and instantly I like punch over like a you know, let's get filmed like this, proper. I feel like that behind the scenes as soon as everybody looks at it like nuts.
My entire bench is so hot now.
Yeah, your screen, camera, and everything got it.
Yeah, my phone even was just like, you can't run multi-screen right now. Wait till your phone cools down.
Yeah.
What?
Is that a Sherlock or like a sideways steam?
Basically a sideways steamroller. I'm super tired of doing the same ass shapes all the time.
You can pull the mouthpiece off to the side.
Well, I'm gonna do the mouthpiece off to the side instead of the axis it was on.
You're gonna make it a Northstar or make it MC.
I'm gonna make it on the edge, like right here.
You can probably prove it that way. So okay. that background? Maybe like right outside of Earth's atmosphere. Water color.
This is the place. This is the dimension you go where you eat lead paint chips.
It looked like there was Earth behind me. Put up a chillum count for me and how many I made, like
That's too much. You do too fast. I'm not doing. I did that with the adapters, and I was like, I'm spending just as much time updating it as I am making adapters because they're so quick.
Like I got it. Yeah, like every smoke break, be like, all right, where are you at now? Not every time. feel like Area has brought us like the newest certified tank that they possibly could.
Oh, dude, that's why they had 3 witnesses come to drop it off too, so that they could all agree that it was a good tank. If we tried
I
to
like
take
went
something.
out there and inspected it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
was like, all right, let me see it. Let me hear any hissing.
Right.
You know, like if you guys hear hissing on your own tank and
Don't
leaking
breathe
out
it.
gas and somebody else paid for it, why would you not think that that's bad? You know, that they're going to complain. Like,
Most people
everybody
probably
always
don't.
complains about that for 15 years. Just leaks.
Just gotta pull 100 stringers now.
Right? Wax on, wax off. We must connect all these blow tubes and I'll just slam like a giant box down in front of her. Because you know that box to us like doesn't look that much, but to her she'd be like, what the
Right,
all
it would be
this?
massive.
Yeah. Do you guys have glassblowing glasses? Maybe they're out there. I think you have yours. Yeah. What's up? Yep, that's your chair. Yeah, that's if you have any idea what you want to be.
Oh, I was looking for a long time. So I was thinking
Snake? The head's really a snake head, so only just a certain shape of 2 eyes. A lot of people do different things. What do you need? Are you trying to do your competition again this year? This color is actually a steel belt, which changes like in an LED light, like these lights. So like this one is a steel belt. It's like actually motion. Gotta make it look like yeah, there's not many colors that do that. Like, you see things other than LED. You know, like I'd rather it be that way than I know that there's just rain. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's weird, I just did that yesterday. That would be a, we could make a really crazy octopus if we all try to like color it. I know I have another pair that's good in the house. Here I have
been seeing my daily posts on Instagram.
And like
I make Glassblowing look really cool.
the thought that we got tested is that we have this when I got the look
The mushrooms and everything. It's like its own little world kind of thing. Yeah, those are all like what is that mushroom, that
Amanita muscaria. They also call it fly agaric too.
it is like a real mushroom. It's supposed to be like really
It's a
powerful.
folklore. It's actually really powerful in folklore because I'm pretty sure that mushroom has something to do with this Santa Claus folklore, and that's why he wears red and white. And those mushrooms pop up underneath trees like presents. You see what I'm saying?
Also like the Mario mushroom.
Yes, exactly, that
And they
too.
always have it in Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
I can teach you how to do one of those mushrooms.
What it is for
Pink snake, a white snake, let's go. The handle first. I use this little tubing just because I think a lot of it gets thrown away, so I'd rather throw away like a piece of tubing is less waste than a solid piece of glass. And you're buying it by the weight, so you're probably throw away more money. I just melt a little solid piece like that and melt it down, so you're gonna probably have to. And it's a lot more lightweight too when you're trying to split it. Well, like, it was like right at the point where you could like seals together and you don't need to get thin powder. Like you start to heat it up powder with oil in that spot. It'll like oil on the surface, kind of like spray. That little scrape there is probably from like using this thing. You like put a scratch it and you get, then you don't wipe that piece off with that thing. You have that little scum mark over there. I have another pair of glasses. They're way nice. Do you have Lee Ride 6? You're late. Late for your first one. Well, you know what? I can't tell their burrito because Kai is getting driven up here right now. But she needs to be at the house. Next time I will have them. They're another pair like these. Just rounding that by using gravity a little, you know, all even look at a picture of a snake. There's not much to a snake other than like black curvy line that tapers off. Maybe we can make it have an open mouth and make it bigger and put little fangs there or something like that. You would kind of think about something we can do snake art. And then the most popular thing for snake art, you know, maybe a snake charmer made like a little basket. Everything it looks like cobras are like most popular. Because I mean flatten that part and make it look more like a snake. Other than that, you're just thinking that's right. The basic. So there is some symmetry to that because you can see how it starts and finishes in the same linear. That is actually something you use that is reasonable to learn when you're doing that because as I'm spinning it, I can turn, so make those turns and bring it back center every time, and then it'll make that smoke like this. I'm just going to do a little one right now. But we could make it, we could take a piece of clear that long, and you could actually roll it in like a certain color, coat it with like a brown, and then put dots on it. You could probably get a pretty exact looking snake. I would say
Yeah, that's what I said about the T. I'll make it small.
Yeah.
You come over here and you're like, yeah, right, dude.
I was gonna suggest you to just do like a implosion marble that you can pull.
Yeah, but that's something I'd have to do every time, right? You know?
If you do it good, you can get a good gram out of it, not like nothing like 100 or anything. Instead of balling it up for the head, I'm just gonna stretch everything else down. And see how that picture was, you know, it was like, and they got thinner at the end. Instead of trying to shape it like that, right now I'm just gonna pull it into like that tape root down right here. I'll keep this tape on it. Instead of trying to get the light over here. That's do the thing. Instead of me like cutting it off of there, as I'm cutting it off, I already was gonna just crease it. You know, so if you're to eat up what you might as well do is make it into and it steps forward. Yeah. I could have just cut it off and it would still be some raw back, and then I would have eaten it up again. That's where they cut it up more back, a little heavy first. It does work out right. I meant to do that. Try to put a little dot. We'll try to put some eyes on it. I probably made so many pendants where I made the same exact move, like bending it back and forth, but it was just a swiggle. And all I would have had to do, I probably would have sold twice as many pendants if I would have just put a snake head on it. And look one way in. You're not going to really try to do this also. sometimes good to do a warm-up one really small. Good as that in the math management. Do like the bend right in the middle first. Then you can move the right in the middle. I'm playing this on purpose. I know, it's supposed to be like that. It seems like it's not like a car. What I've been doing in my head. Where's the lathe? That little tiny little Oh yeah, you really do this. We don't like. I really like. It makes me feel safer. Like Alright, that's alright. Over. He's already out. He's already playing dead. He fights. He would be able to fight in the church. Same as yesterday, I got too much shit piled on the corner that I can't. The mouse needs a piece of cheese. It's, yeah, it's kind of how it works. It's either going to go one way or the other. I was thinking we need to make a cat. The snake needs to come out of a basket. Yeah.
We're making like a whole story.
Did you do like a frisbee golf basket back in the day or something?
Yeah, but I'm thinking like if I had some brown and black latticino and then foil potted it, it would look like a beef basket.
Right.
And I wouldn't melt it in that much, it would look like a basket of snake.
All I got is this double A with purple thread. You got any kind of brown color or something that hazes up?
No. I mean,
I guess I can still use aim from the
It'll be like here, we can make like a little cobra snake, maybe they can sit with it. Like over here before, you got your propane and your oxygen, but this torch has a third stage. This is like binding that focuses the oxygen flame and they can't order it. It's a little half moon that's on the outside of each one of the ports that blows the oxygen directly towards the center of each cable, so it like focuses it inward like a jet engine or something. That's when you can see how it gets sharper. But when you actually turn it up this high, it starts to like, it's like if you're actually cooling the flame. It sounds like it's getting hotter, but it's actually cooler compared to what it can be, because the oxygen's cooling it. Basically, the neutral flame is going to be your hottest flame, or it's an even amount of oxygen. Mostly silent flame.
solid basket compliments. Yeah, it is not the pan. So it looks like I didn't get much on there, but this color turns clear. At first, you burn the haze off of it, and one of the colors called striking color, so it strikes back over time. So there's some strike when you film, there's some strike. This will be something that's fun to do right here. When you put lines on it here, you get that hot enough where you can feel when it starts to liquefy. Start to spin, you can start to like, if you stop spinning it, you can one way or another, but you don't really want to do that. You get a good video of that. Found that I get a like more consistent spin, like spinning with my one hand. Some people will have a drill, but just like heat it up and since now it's clear and then down there, it's starting to strike deeper. You get some purple out of it too. I got the loads of hot so or I'm just hit it just about warm orange there where you can still control it like it's almost plain. If you touch it dirty, it's like soft. You wouldn't be thinking. Like getting more control, like getting farther back, getting more yeah. This, I'm making it look easy, and I'm inching this one along just to keep it straight. It's almost like I'm playing an instrument. You're like, I'm like lock my hands in place, and like keep it right in the plane, so I'm not losing like my knees. And slowly keep like stretching it out and break my arm slightly. It's such a slow rate though, and I'm not stretching it too hard to get it thin, I'm just slightly rolling it out. When I use this other part for something else, I'm just cut this part off that and start with this. Spinning this counterclockwise, and then as I lay this one down, I'm spinning clockwise, so it's spinning against each other to lay it I think I'm spinning them both counterclockwise. You can get like 4 or 5 spinning. it spun it the other way, it would actually straighten out. You want to spin it a little bit as you lay it down because you're working it like a little bit. Do better either.
Do you think if someone had enough practice that they could not even spin the latticino until they're coil potting it and have like a right? You just use the straight line, and then you can coil pot it all. Like, but you'd have to be so even and precise with how you're turning both hands. You know. Right.
That's when you're making something. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this actually looks like this. So I'll have to change my idea. That's actually how I started making something.
And the ray gun.
Yeah, and the ray gun. Oh, this is on the ray gun. Then started making those with the mushroom one. The glass was a little lopsided. I was like, well, I have to make this little mushroom cap. TJ made me add a little bit more to it. It just kept growing. Yeah. If I blew it like really hard right away, it would just get really thin, the like paper thin and float around the room. If that ever happened to you, like that, do that, it pops in your face, like back to the face, and watch the black, make sure it's like blowing away with you. You have been like, that is thing that you're kind of pushing with your lungs, you're not like exhaling out of your lungs. Just blow. It doesn't need that force. When I blow in it, I'm usually just using the pressure that I have on my cheeks without like playing any.
Well, it's almost like if you were to blow bubbles into your McDonald's soda, you wouldn't like force a bunch of air. You would just do a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just using my cheeks. I'm not even blowing air in there at all.
Or like your tongue, yeah.
I want to hold it from right down the edge and top out. All the good things, like I don't want it to be thicker off the top of the from the slowly try to bring it out. You can see that it's already thicker. I don't think that side can hold in and that side can that means it's thicker on the side. So I'm trying to work it out a little bit, using marver and press it out. Because if you try to melt it out for someone over again and try to just keep melting the same way over and over, it'll actually even get worse. It'll start to evaporate in the spot that's thicker and thinner for some reason. You want to blow it out and then roll it out. And hold it yourself. Extra lift there. There. I need to jump that up. This definitely looks like a mask for the snake. We'll make a snake and we can just stick it in there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to have like a whole body. Just be like a little bit that sticks it on.
basically, I'm just trying to, like, as we're going along, be like, just anything you think of, then you just gotta figure out how to make it, you know, and as we go along, I'll just come across different little techniques. Just got the latticino. I just did a coil pod. And I just did some bubble. Just taking the thing and coiling it around, basically, in the latticino is the piece that I made. Like, I could have coil pot, I could take the solid rod, and it would still be a coil pot, and I have a solid color.
Yeah. He did a coil pot with a latticino.
Yeah, to get all this little texture in there, it makes it look like a little basket. They usually put like little loops on the side of the basket. For some reason, like a little loop there, maybe on the side. Just to give it like a tiny, yeah. Probably have the lid would be tied to this like we wanted to get that deep. Now I'm going to teach you how to put a loop on something. This could be for any technique like a band, and then or just want a nice decoration of it. But straight up, eventually. Have my little face good. You could be making like dollhouse stuff out of that. People would be like, ooh. So you get the loop right about the portion of the glass. If you have a thick thin spot, especially a more glass thin spot, the thick spot. Plug the hole. You almost don't even eat the piece you want to eat. Here you want to go. You can get good at doing the handle with one hand. They'd have a rope around it. I make more rats, little baskets, little rat basket. With TJ, he used to live out at the farm when we were younger. And we had another friend, JT, that lived out there, and he was named the thing. He had a pet rat.
I had a pet rat there too.
Did you have one too? Okay.
I'm pretty sure Hannah's dog ate it. Those things are so smart. I think it figured out how to open its cage. And it was around the same time Hannah had her dog there, and it was a big husky. I'm pretty sure it got ate. Yeah.
I guess you get people like so that they can like you can tell when a rat's like laughing. You know they have like a sense of humor or like personality.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've heard they're ticklish before.
Or something like
yeah.
That, like, you know, it's like,
dude, they're kind of vicious though, because I also remember JT got an iguana. And he had his iguana out on the bed, and Brittany got her rat out and put it on the bed, and they had a fight to the death, and the rat won, for sure. Which would surprise me, but I was like, dude, I thought the iguana was going to kick his ass.
what makes it even is kind of like look at it this way.
I have this rod like points straight across, like visualize it straight across, you know. And then I'm looking at this way and I'm trying to pull it down there at the same exact spot that now I'm going to come off. What I'm going to really just visualize how much you have to pull it. Like as I was pulling it off, I feel like I can stretch a little more, so you get the exact proportion, the exact amount. Get the backfire. This is a little piece of work out. Backfire is being all.
That was probably like the weirdest intuition for me to get used to, because in your mind you feel like if you think something, you're like, I don't want to hit it and then crack it, not realizing that hitting it with the flame is what's keeping you from cracking it. You know what I'm saying?
Or you start to lose sense of time. You're like, all right, I'm going to backfire it every 2
Right.
minutes. But then if 2 minutes, 20
Right.
seconds feels like 2 minutes.
I basically made
do
it.
a little thing backfire.
Right, exactly. I made it a habit to where I was backfiring more often than I needed to. I was like, should I backfire? And anytime I thought that, I did it anyway.
That one, so the first one you always do will be like, because you just have to stick it on there, you know, and I wasn't worried about matching it. So the second one is always the hardest one to do. Yeah, the symmetry is the hardest part. So if like sometimes I'll be putting something on, it's like a little awkward to put it on the left side and the right side. I'll do the left side, and I can do the right side hooks and I hook it right at it, you know. But the left one I have to put it on backwards. So I'll do the left one first though, because it's easier for me to, since I can get the right one on, I can look at it, and I can put the right one on, I put the right hand. Because then I can match the other one easy. You know what I'm saying? Some people will do the right one first because they're like, oh, I can do that one better, I'll get it lined up first.
Save the easiest part for last.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's easier to match it with the second connection. So like you want that to be your easier, your good hand, your good side. Connected, which is something you don't need a lot of. Whenever I would take Glassblowing lessons, sometimes it'd be years later, I'd be like, oh, that's really nice.
Right.
You know, because it took me that long to get to the stage to even understand what he was talking about.
For sure, yeah.
I remember that with Marcel. He's like a Glassblower out in Eugene, and I went to class with him, and I was a real amateur then, but thought I knew what I was doing. You know, I was one of those classic guys. There was no Glassworks around here to tell me how the video was. It's kind of dusty. You know, the plane really quick. Do like a little bit. Try to do it. Cold seal can mess up your whole piece of manifold. A cold seal is a protection that you want to be able to come off really easy and reach like Glassworks. They always like accidentally tap the piece and it falls on the floor because you have it rigged like that, and you just and you want it to come off when you tap it, but when you want it to tap it.
It's a double-edged sword.
When you accidentally tap it, it comes off, you're like, oh, I was ready for that. So what it is though is this one I'm going to heat up molten hot. Right? This one I'm just going to have it warm enough for it to stick. So if this is cold and I stick it on there, it's not going to stick anything. So it has to be hot enough to accept it. This one's hot enough. I want to keep the inside. I'm probably going to tap it on the inside here. And that cold in the center here. They're really fragile connections.
Yeah, wine bottles, they do that. And I think it has something to do with the stress, like having pavement in there, like makes it more evenly flowing and have curve. But if it's just flat, and
It's like a hard angle, yeah.
that hard edge makes it want to crack right through that seam. Also, looks like a honey pot. I'm gonna put this in the gun. I'm gonna put this in the gun so it looks like it's really deep. Or snake. There's the stick out. This one would probably stick in there if you laid it down. You gotta be moving to get that over. You can stick this one in there. Rat's hilarious. This is gonna be my new turtle right here.
A little rat.
A rat in there eating your keys.
Call him Takashi's.
I'm gonna call him
Takashi's turp pearls. A rat.
Maybe, yeah. But it'd be like a mousetrap that game. You know,
Oh, yeah,
and have
yeah.
like a different, like a net. I've seen people have a bubble cat that has a chain hanging down in there. And the chain, you know, if you've seen those? And to like dance around in there, like off the
People can
noodle.
do so many different things. I feel like that eventually over time is doomed to fail because you got glass clinking on glass. You know what I'm
You
saying?
would think it was eventually gonna get scratched up.
Right.
Or after so many reheats, it's not gonna be as durable anymore.
Right.
Green stain? It's really black. Well, you were late, so you gotta stay another 50 minutes.
Detention.
I feel like he would need some bangs or something too if I could get like from there to there done. Yeah, I won't look like that. We'll just do it with like the basket fell over. And this will be that we got today.
What is that? Like a third eye bat kitty?
It is.
That is actually really cool.
It's from an artist.
Oh, okay. What's the artist's name?
Felicia Oler, I think. Or that's the author.
Did you find that she what was the artist?
She teaches classes because the artist.
I'll have glasses for you next week. We should go kayaking one day though. We got some kayaks though.
You know, I was about to actually mention to you too. We need to go hit the batting cages soon.
Yeah.
It's already
That's
that time.
probably half the reason my elbow hurts too, just thinking about it.
You ain't been working it out.
I haven't been out there stretching it out as much. We'll save this piece too, so that, or do you want to try one of the coil pots? Or a latino or anything? You want to try anything?
I'll try to let
Okay. Do you want to try spinning one out, or you want to just, you could just take this and try to coil it around.
Yeah.
Then we'll get that card too. See, now, when you do it, like if you
stay right in this diameter, it'll get really thin too. So you can like move it outwards. You know what I'm saying? Like exactly. Just like imagine like you're like laying down clay.
I make mine. They end up looking like a tornado, where they're skinnier at the where I started, but then they start getting bigger almost.
Not hot enough to accept it. Just wave this in to start. Sometimes, like when you do it colder, it's almost like harder though to enforce it. So I'm gonna turn the flame up good enough, and you just have to like find this is too close, it's too liquidy, and then just keep moving away. Sometimes you want it to work out here. This is more like the oven heat, Yeah.
But if you feel like it's going too slow, do the opposite. Move it in
Bring
closer.
it in closer if you think you're pushing too hard. You'll see though if it's liquid and you try to be switching around, it's gonna go really fast. So you want to be working it like more. But you want to be able to see over the top. So like hold this one like down here on the that means you're more down.
That's what I have to.
Now you feel the pressure. Okay, now just bring it in and out of the plate like that as you go along, okay? Keep going along like this. Let's get the feel. I'm gonna let go, ready? Yep, see, it'll get too thin if you keep going. If you spin this. Yeah, you definitely have to do both at the same time.
What up? How you doing?
How you been?
Good. How about you?
I've been good.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
Like you're not using the center of the plane. You're using just like the side of it, heating it up, getting it glowing back and forth. Now we're starting to get a nice consistent as we go.
What's that?
What are you working on? This film?
Some Dichro spoons like this
Now it's
right
getting
here.
thicker.
Oh, pretty.
So we're gonna go a little harder.
I like that color combo. That looks good, actually.
Thank
And
you.
around on this side, getting thicker as you go. Even when I was doing it, I was spinning this. What I was saying. And then it heats it up even faster, so you're spinning it, now it's hitting it on the sides with it. So now you can go
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's just a little bit easier because it's like less work. But to anybody, like it's just a different variety. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and that's not the type of thing people know either.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're like, ooh, that one looks different than the other. So I'm
Right.
gonna go for that one,
Right,
even though it's like
exactly.
less work.
Right. There's a flavor for everybody.
Exactly.
Right now, you can crack, but all those little connections
Heck
just
yeah.
lay down to each other. It's not actually melted together. So now you want to start helping. What's that?
How's it going?
We made
Good.
a snake and a rat. We made a little basket. So that it'd be falling out of. We were going to do a little cobra. This is what we're doing right now.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
First you gotta get it into a ball. So like right now, pump it out to like even out those because it's so like unevenness. You know? So like right now, straight up, give it a little blow, just like blow it out, just to be like this. Like give it a little briefly. Keep spinning it as you're going down. So I'll stop right now and let it walk back to that side. Rotate and then stop. So like, you won't get it to go over in one roll. You know, one time you want to you're like going and stop, going and stopping like this, and eventually it'll straighten itself. Now we're bring it, now roll it, keep spinning it. Yeah.
You have to try and
I
spin it as you
scared her being
blow.
like, yeah, you've been blowing it too hard, and then it's floating all over the room, and I'm like, you're like barely blowing it.
You have to blow hard enough to move the glass, though.
Yeah. But sometimes I'll just like lose track of what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, why did I blow so hard?
But it also has to do with the thickness and the heat of the glass too. Because if you have it thin, you don't even have to blow hard and it'll pop. You know know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a difference there.
If it's got a thin wall, it's just gonna go.
You'll need this torch time to be like sitting there and just keep working it. Until
That's like the muscle memory that you gotta
Yeah.
build, essentially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get the ball blown in like a minute, but also but the first couple times it's gonna take you 20 minutes to get just used to it. And
Right. Yeah, because I'm
seeing all
teaching
the
Natalie how to
different-
do implosion pendants at home, and I'll do like I'll show her in like 10 minutes, and then it takes her about an hour, which is like how long it took me when I started. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
If it's getting
Absolutely.
thick in that spot, if you hold it like this now, like hold it at this angle.
Let
you
gravity
could
take
just-
it
I meant
down.
more like, yeah, like you can use your other hand, so it's, you know, it's like bunching up on itself. So if you do this, and
It'll
even,
let it back.
yeah, you can even swing it sometimes like this.
initiate
Stretch it
flow.
down.
Yeah.
You gotta really fix it. You gotta hold the same place when you put it. Sometimes you get one in the. Right now, be careful not to put it hard. You don't need to blow out. So if you blow it upwards this way, it's going to blow this part of the bubble. But if I'm blowing it down this way, it's going to blow out the top. It's blowing the more, like it's going to be more of a football shape because it's stretching itself downwards.
Are you streaming right now?
And blowing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Just
me
blow
though.
into a ball more, up into it this way, and fall down on itself and make a little ball shape.
He's been doing it for more years than we've been alive. It is easy for him. Yes.
Like soft platform, you do. So now you're gonna get that rim and stick this in there and open up the top a little bit more if you want. You don't have to put the little rings on it. I'll just put little dots on the side for you. After spinning it, and make sure you can see it all red hot all the way around. That means that you have an even consistency. So if it's like dark on one side and red hot on the other, it's not gonna, that red hot's not gonna fan out quickly, you know? And so you wanna make sure it's all the same. You're gonna be spinning this like it's on a lathe, basically, you know, like a machine. Your arm has to become like a
It's
machine
like
spinning.
steady all the way
Yeah.
down. Think of it like a wheel for
So
pottery.
you're gonna get the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
flow.
Always
Yeah,
going.
yeah, you can see that you have to get in that inside lip. Like this is your pad, I think, and down with this.
And it's like your tools kind of stand still and you want to move your piece on the tool.
Yeah, you're not reading this around, you're not drawing, you're using this. Which might be, you're watching me do it, a lot of people will start rolling it with the right hand, But you gotta realize that you're gonna want to draw and put the plywood stuff with that hand to draw. You wanna put like some little dots on the side.
Hey, what up, Meds? Meds Raid. How's everybody doing?
What up? So just try to put like two little dots on each side. So heat up the spot that you want to apply it to. All that up and put it in the water.
I forgot I put that sound on there.
Basically, you're just adding the last one.
What's that sounding?
That another channel is coming in
Another
with other
Twitch channel
viewers.
just brought all their viewers.
Oh, you got a raid, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, what up? Ran out of thoughts. What up, Meds?
Now heat that all up on.
Yeah, we are doing great.
Seal it on. Heat it up as a ball. Put it like straight down. So that'd look
Making
like
some Dichro forms. Kind of shake things up a little bit.
Sometimes when you're like heating it up, so you gotta keep it in the flame and make it gather, and then you get it hotter and hotter and hotter. You can see like sometimes it'll fall on and stuff. But then, so now you look at it this way, there, but then also look this way, you know. But those are the two angles that you need. Look straight that way and straight that way.
Was lurking with wet mats on your dry foam.
Yeah. Like use the flame right now to make a red spot where you know you want to put, you know, kind of give you a guide, you know, right in that red dot, that red spot where you want to put it. Peel off.
Basically, I'm just making spoons to get rid of this tubing, so I have an excuse to pull more Dichro tube.
Just say mine. We were gonna make a.
Oh, cool. You have to put it in the back.
Yeah, that's why I was like trying to. Because as we were started like organically, this is work on, and as we were along, that's like 5 different techniques in there. You know, that you can.
I thought this was black and with the Mopolis, but apparently it wasn't.
We
I
were
have
gonna
no
make
idea
a
what it
Cobra
is.
that just stuck out of it, and then you can stick it there next time.
And then you can sell it to the merchant.
So it has like a whole story. It tells a story.
I was referencing
If this
the
was
reason
like-
I dropped her off earlier.
What's
Instead
up?
of coming in.
If this was like a smoking set, this would probably be like some pearls in there. This would be the bubble gap. You know, you could stick this in there and it'd be like a whole stroker set. Everything could be.
Dichro tubing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of Dichro work. It's almost mainly Dichro work for the most part. I'll still do some like silver fume stuff sometimes just to fill out the shelves and little stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like if I'm gonna make something, I'd prefer to do it out of Dichro. But I also pull all my own Dichro tubing here. I'll show you. I just got this sheet in.
There's ways to adjust it. Like,
I still gotta cut it down.
Into this, and I would push this one down there, but then I would push this one up, and they would meet in the middle. But you don't have to worry about
That full sheet of Dichro.
Right now,
That's beautiful.
Backfire, keep it all up to a nice direct low.
Yeah, actually it's Rainbow 2 Plus. So it's the new. I think it's like, it might be $200 a sheet.
Basically,
I can't remember.
base it in the heat to get it all up.
But it's Rainbow 2 Plus. I used to use Rainbow 2. And I guess the Plus is like sprayed an extra time. So the way I cut it up, there used to be like the bottom sheet that was like the low grade portion of it, and now bottom sheet is like the top sheet if you're using Rainbow 2 Plus. And the top sheet is just insane.
We were talking about about making eggs the other day too.
Yeah, very research.
Yeah, we were.
That's why you're like, I'm making a basket.
We could have just put a lot of the steam. So I'm usually switching.
I haven't before, but I could. I think I've got some. If you go on my, it's either my. I think it's my Instagram. I think there's like a story highlight archive called The Lifespan of Dichro or something like that. I gotta double check to make sure. I know I posted it back in the day. Essentially, like a lot of people will use machines or something to cut it, but I don't recommend that at all because I've seen people explode entire sheets, so that's like $200 down the drain.
Was that cold seal?
I knocked it off. Alright, grab that. No, don't touch it. Grab the hand torch there. Put it on the propane first. Just a little bit, turn it just like a little bit. There you go, just turn it up a little bit more. Yeah, that's just a little less. You don't want that to disconnect. Alright, now turn the just a little bit of the tongue. Alright, that's that. There you go. A little less stuff. Like, slam
I
the gas.
recommend doing something like this.
Yeah, it's like a little turn.
It's a little
Hit that
pistol
little
grip.
spot, that little chip spot right there.
And then you get like a cutting mat, like from Joann Fabrics or whatever. People do it for like vinyl or whatever. But if you got to make sure the mat's completely clean, because if you have any little speck of glass on there at all, when you use the pressure, when you apply pressure to run a strip, you could shatter the entire thing. So you got to make sure it's completely dusted and clean. Then you take this and you can use the cutting mat because it's got already a whole bunch of little increments on there, so you know exactly what size you want to cut. You run the strip, and you can also use it to keep the strip straight because you're looking, you can see through it. And then you take up some pliers like this. So you see how they're just ever so slightly cocked down, like, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of just split. It'll split right where you run it. If you put your score right on this little line right here, you can snap it in half. And that's taken years. Like John's probably shattered so many sheets of Dichro until he figured out that method.
Why you like don't have much money starting off,
Right, like
get a fresh sheet of Dichro, you're like, I'm gonna make it come up. You're gonna cut it in half and shatter it.
Shatter the
like
whole
a
thing.
baseball that
right.
home run through the window. Put a head on this one and this one, and two sheets.
Oh, I need to set up the extension for my Instalink. Sometimes I don't know why those extensions, for whatever reason,
That's what I was thinking.
I gotta reset them every week.
The basket didn't exist when we made this.
I got a little buzz with my fingers.
We'll bring off the funny.
Don't pay any attention to this.
Oh.
I think that'll work.
So, I was picking up current graphite. Is that right?
Yeah,
Like,
we
how's
could
that
bring it
working?
over.
Yeah, there we go.
He's right now we have to do, we have a tattoo appointment in St. Louis, 10 or 11. To go with them. And it's gonna be, and we won't be back like 5 or 6. You know, take them all day.
Well, yeah.
If not, I was just gonna take them out to the bar and make them just hang out there.
We definitely read that there.
Yeah, we just went ahead, we could hang out at my grandma's house, but she doesn't need it, but we just sit there and watch TV.
Trying
Yeah,
to see.
Which is totally fine, he wouldn't mind. That's what I told her.
Whatever he'd rather do. But I mean,
What would he do with you, just sit in his house?
I don't know. I mean, like, what's he like to do?
It's not on there, but if you follow me and message me and let me know who you are, I'll message you back and show you. Hey,
It
what
looks
up,
like
Joe?
he swallowed a rat already. That's what it looks like to me, right? You ever had a snake? That's what it looks like.
Did you know that's the last captain?
It's like 30
I
years
know
old.
it. And that's what she said. She was like, he's gotta be like 30 years old.
I had him when I was a teenager.
Right.
So, and he was already old. He was a big snake. Like, he was already like 5 or 8 years
When
old.
that kid happened. Okay, that's
He
what I
was
told
already
her.
a few years old when I got
That's
it.
what I told you.
And
That
the
was
kid
from
didn't
some
want
kid
it
at, like,
anymore. He
Western,
traded
right?
me.
Right. And like,
And a guitar.
but he like,
yeah.
around for office and stuff.
I'm
and
probably
it's
like a year into them. I don't work on them at all like I should.
But yeah, so she's like,
I just kind of
Crack it in later.
let them do their thing.
It's just a lot of glass. Like you could, what you could do.
I'm assuming by your
get into this, that we would
name
set up-
that you have dread.
maybe set up some way to set up a little torch here on this table that seems like I have this really little torch. It's like everything's small. It only has 2 knobs. The flame is like smaller than that. You know, it's like, or even she could blow glass on this too. The way to get that being, you could lock this in. You just have that little yeah. You set her up somewhere where you could sit here. You would just take rod. You just take rod and just practice bending it back and forth like that. You know. And then I made this the head on it first. I threw it probably immediately through. We made that swivel really fast and then melted the head back and I opened it out and cracked that out.
Here, I can change this exposure. I was doing Billy work earlier.
Melt the head on the end of it. You just got the penny there so you can get in to the center axis.
Damn, 18 years? Your shit's probably long.
Center itself back out. You'll be able to, when you're working something, you'll be able to feel it like off center and then heat it up and all.
1 to 2 years for them to mature, yeah.
Fine.
And that's basically like mine are completely locked up, but the roofs, I never work on the roofs. I just cover that shit up.
like, no, but I mean, are you still,
That's just
after they're out with that?
yeah. But I was thinking about getting a bacon on. Put a bacon on sticker on it. It seems like I did it on purpose, like they kind of bring it.
Yeah.
Well, like in sticker packs, yeah, sometimes I'll just throw like all that stickers and stuff like that on other people's. I have a bunch of like little ones with like this big. I didn't have the sticker packs done yet. Last time I was there, I just gave them like a big pile. They sell the sticker packs here. Yours looks like a basket even more, you know, like the more organic she made it look and like the imperfections what makes it look even more like it's like a whole basket for the snake.
You got some pics on Insta, I'll check that out.
So it's like the winner of their games.
Yeah, they tagged you and not even me in it. I was like, oh, thanks.
That's how it always was when I would do a collab with Firefly.
I should reshare it to my story and be like, thanks for the tag with the like rolling eye emoji.
But that's how whenever I do a collab with Firefly, everybody would tag him and be like, oh, a new Firefly pendant, it's so original. I'm like, yeah, he doesn't come up with all those ideas. It's a collab with everybody, you know, like everybody else is giving them their idea too.
You gotta tag the bigger account.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Well, then this one's gonna be cooled down in a second.
Oh, a buddy of mine started making these blends, and I brought them by to see if you guys would be interested. They're mushroom blends.
Oh,
This
yeah?
one has like reishi and turkey tail and vitamins as well. This one's Immortality. This one's Neurogenesis. It's got lion's mane
What is
and
this one?
cordyceps.
There's golden features in it.
Golden teeth. Yeah.
So
So-
those actually do it. So what's that?
They're just like really micro.
Therapeutic.
Yeah. But he just started
How much are they?
I thought you were like hustling.
No. I'm just trying to see.
Spread the word.
Like a farmer's market.
I don't think it's.
Do you know if
It's
he's,
okay for farmers markets.
do you,
I didn't know if you wanted to look at them.
I do actually. Do you know? Hold on. Wow.
It actually looks like a rat pretty good.
Yeah. I just got 'em
Interesting.
this
I am
week, dude.
interested.
Yeah, just hit me up, man. For
Yeah.
sure. I'm so excited.
Does it get it right
Like this stuff is so good for your brain space. This is the one I got from your
Right. Yeah.
assist.
Well, I've been following Paul
Jesus,
Stamets
dude.
for a while now, but some of them just seem like
Well, that's you're like, where do I? Yeah,
I even start?
exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
why I'm like, I knew that I've known this kid for 20 plus years, and I'm like, really, you do? That I trust you. You're
right.
one of my close friends. Yes, this is great. Hell yeah.
There's been a ton of amazing new studies with those type of like super
Treatments and-
blends with mushrooms like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a brand new, like we're figuring out
It looks like a plain man.
just
You're
the
like, oh, we're gonna eat some brown.
the importance of that balance in our own bodies,
Right.
and all of a
Yeah,
sudden
every
at that
bypass
same
already
time
has
we're
it,
finding
yeah.
this naturally occurring element that helps balance all that,
Right.
It's just
Right.
brilliant. It's just brilliant. Good stuff. Heck yeah.
I'm pretty sure mushrooms have closer ancestors to animals than they do to plants. Like
I've heard that
down
too.
the tree,
Yeah.
we're more
How they
related to a
communicate
mushroom.
and how they than we
Yeah.
are, a plant.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
It's really odd.
And also, I've been watching documentaries about how I don't know if like life as we know it would have evolved the same way without mushrooms. Because like how you were saying, the communication network.
Right, no, it
And
wouldn't
then,
have.
and they would even the mushroom mycelium network can tell if like a certain patch of plants is nutrient deficient and drain nutrients from one location to bring it to that deficient location, which is just
Absolutely.
insane. yeah?
Absolutely. Well, there's the whole, I can't remember her name, a lady wrote a book, there's probably others about it now, but about how the trees talk to one another.
Through the
But that's
mycelium
what it
network.
is.
Yeah.
It's actually the mushrooms are like their phones.
Yes,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Well,
Like,
it reminds me kind of like how the body works, the human body, how it can heal
Exactly.
itself and how the cells all talk to each other and work with each
exactly.
other.
Exactly. And all it is that energy being transferred through those structures. And that's, it's
Right.
the same
Like a
thing.
giant brain or something.
Right. So, I mean, that's why it's like, well, of course, mushrooms help our neural systems carry on in a healthy
It is a
way.
neural
Like, of
system,
course they
right,
do,
yeah.
you know?
See him like getting too much into
Yeah.
like adrenaline. They were
Yeah, man, and it's so brilliant because there's so many different kinds out there that do so many different things for us.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Heck
His
yeah.
mom was the coach. I was like, she didn't really coach. She was good on the layup once. He was
What's that?
guy in his basketball team.
Oh, how'd they do?
I don't know if they got a place in it, or they do it that way. I think they had a shootout tournament like the last day, so and that's how they gave the tournament is what they ranked everybody on.
Okay.
I don't know.
Did he have fun?
That's what I bought him a basketball for his birthday.
Oh, that's right. Like, we could play basketball over at his house, over at your
Yeah.
house.
So we were gonna have like a little birthday party basketball. Everybody come over
Nice.
last weekend, but it was up here.
Yeah. Well, how about I drop the sex off at like a little before 9. So I can go ahead and just swing by over there after I drop sex off.
Good.
Like 9.
Well,
Will that give you enough time to get down there?
I'll talk to him. If that will just drop off. He he'll be out there.
I mean, my
after,
feelings
like,
would be
an
hurt if
hour.
he'd rather be out there, but that's like all day out there by himself. Like that might get old.
We like brought some stuff back from the little shop out there. We got it in this light. I was like, oh my god, everything is covered in blue. It's so gross compared to the light in the shop is so
Yeah,
dim.
right.
Oh,
So,
man.
It's like
we brought it
bringing
in
stuff out
this
of
as
the
like
shadows.
hospital lights in here. We were like, this is gross.
Well, what time would you?
I'll call you in the morning then. I'll call you tonight even after I talk to him.
Because he could just like, he could just ride with me to drop Sandberg off. Like if you drop him off, it's like around 8:30 or 8:45.
Take him to the school every morning.
What time did she go? Now am I? Is it her at all?
She's going in home with her,
And it's kind of spring break this weekend.
this weekend. It's like, today, or I think it's really just Thursday, Friday, and then Monday. So it's pretty great news.
Or maybe it's just because it's Easter. Did you ever get that spring break?
Right.
Okay.
Maybe I'm just,
I don't know. Theirs was what? 2 or 3 weeks ago. But every district has a different food experience. Usually they're closer to Easter too. That's why you're But yeah, that is worth it to just drop him off. He can come with me to take set, and then we can. I'll see what he wants to do.
I'm wondering how he hasn't been hanging out yet. Wow, he was pulling over, being like very immature, he's nervous around you guys. So now it's just gonna
It'll be fine.
be all cool.
He'll figure it out. No, it's funny though, because like I'm like, we'll play, and I'm like, wait a minute, Becky. It's like, not 5 anymore. But I think it'll be kind of cool. Like,
That's cool.
We haven't seen it
I
forever.
think I'm gonna get another mushroom tattoo. She's getting her arm work done. She's already got her like a half sleeve. It's all black. And she got like a boomer moth that's just outline flowers. Black, dark black. So she's already had 2 sessions. This is her first one. So she get to like rest the color of the boomer moth. Cover up from what we did. Got tattoos here, but she didn't like it. It's like her body. And it was just like.
It's like, sure, I know how to do that.
Yeah, it's totally not his style. So she really thought me that's what over I like and working on it.
Eek.
Yeah, now it's like she found this guy at her studio down in St. Louis was specialized to do cover up. Like a whole arm that you like you would try to cover it up or black it out completely and just super like a whole black arm nowadays. What some people do.
Yeah, I've seen that too, for sure. Jess's ex used to do, like, he's one of theirs who covered up work before, but he would, like, still create a picture out of it somehow. I do,
Yeah, I think I remember that name.
Yeah, he's, like, this was years ago.
But I was
but-
thinking about maybe getting it like right here and like dripping like out my hand.
On your hand?
I blow glass.
I feel like that also means that tattoo is gonna fade out faster than the other ones, right? Because all the UV light that it's exposed to constantly.
Maybe.
From
You'd
the
have to like
torch,
put
you mean?
sunscreen from the torch, exactly.
I'd
Yeah.
say it's more on the
Yeah.
back side of it, but definitely if I was getting a tattoo like that of a person, I get 2 eyes and
Right, or just
they're
make
like,
that
"Why
a
you got
mushroom.
lips on your hand?"
This is a mushroom, and then this is his mouth. Hi, the magic mushroom.
No.
It says something, a little bubble. Everybody would always, or I think it was hit for like her chicks and like their girls got a
Oh,
mustache.
yeah, to get a mustache
So
right
they would be
here.
like that, yeah.
I've seen girls with that. There's some cool tabs that come through there.
I've seen some chicks that got like a bear's mouth and she laughed like
And it's
They
like-
got
looks like a
masks
bear,
on
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you get a whole skeleton. Oh, but the girl that's doing my tattoo though, she does on her page she has some like chef's knives and she has like a skull on the blade, or something, or does one with a grip. And I sent her a picture of this, It was like, you think you could do one of your skulls out of this? She goes, it already looks like a skull almost. So right away, she sees eyes and everything, you know.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I was like, we're going to schedule for this tattoo.
Oh, dude, that would look really cool. What?
I joked about
Nobody
it.
would ever see it, but it would be there.
Yeah, right?
Never would go out without a shirt on.
All of a sudden, you see me walking around with shirts unbuttoned to here all the time.
Right? Or you get those ones that just have like the scoop neck for guys. Those t-shirts,
Yeah, I was wearing
right?
V-necks all the time.
You'd be like, I gotta make an appointment for my waxing.
Guys with arm tattoos in the winter, no matter how cold it is, they still their arms.
Right? So pulled up to here, the 3/4
There's
sleeve.
the other one that's like, I'll show you this. This page, this page that I follow is like, yes, but, you know, like, yes, that's cool, but that's what really happened. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh my god.
Freedom of speech, but Bob also has all these people blocked. You know, on Instagram, you know, it's like criminal stuff. It's like, yes, cool tattoos, but then it's the only tattoos he has is just how much you can see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when you know you're a super hipster, that you only have all those ones.
Dude, that's such the opposite of what people used to do. People used to only get tats down to here.
Everywhere, and then you couldn't see them.
So that
yeah.
it would stop, right? When
Or,
like,
right
or if
up-
like
right
your
up
thing
to
rode up
here.
while you were, yep.
So you
It
could
would
be
be right
like,
here.
have a normal office job and you would feel.
I'm gonna get a wrist tattoo of the barcode of my credit card so I can just wave my hand like a Jedi and pay for things.
On each of your hands, they were saying that people were getting computer chips like in their hands. That use
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I've seen
business
someone has their
card.
whole entire house like they just swipe their
That
little
was what
web
it was,
and
yeah.
it opens their door for them
So
and
it
like,
was like you
all
take your
sorts of
phone
things.
and you're like that, and it brings up his contact and social media from a chip that's in his hand. You're
Yeah.
like, what?
That's
Because they were saying that maybe people's like tattoos represent ancient alien astronauts that actually had tattoos on them that actually did something.
Yeah, like
Because they found
functional
an
ones.
ancient-
they were symbolic.
They found
they
an
weren't just
ancient
symbolic.
Iceman
Right.
that was frozen for like 10,000 years.
And he had tattoos.
And he had line tattoos that were exactly in places for agriculture. Like they had knowledge of that back in like, you know, caveman
They
or whatever.
had more knowledge of all
But
this
he had
energy
tattoos,
that-
Right, we have
back
like lost
then.
our
Yeah,
understanding of
Right.
biology.
Then they started saying
Right.
how like maybe those like they had tattoo or ink was it would interact with like your spacesuit or anything like that, or you're like
I mean, if they had that, not like with that knowledge of all that energy, because they didn't need spacesuits. You know what I mean? It was like.
well they
didn't
would
need that stuff.
like those tattoos alone would have like a force flow around it, so high tech and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. You were already tuned into that energy. That's neat, man. That's neat. AKA our ancestors. Alright, are you ready?
You guys want to take these photos? I don't want them to get broken. Alright, I gotta get caught up on the company out of here, dude. Alright.
I'm up and actually functioning and moving. I don't know if that's
Alright, that's about
Look, the hole's a little bigger than what I want, so I'm gonna go like this.
sure.
Sneak it back a little.
What do I owe ya? Yeah.
I'll try to make sure. But then after the There'll be a lot of Where's Let's Do Tuesday then, or Let's Do It after Thursday?
Holiday before.
I don't party like that. I'll be Can you tell her? You can't really tell her. I just started doing that 2 days ago.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. It looked really clean on the live stream. This guy, he's men's class. He probably got like a big follower.
Is that
Glassworks.
That's
Yeah,
just sent the raid. Yeah,
he lets him just
so I slapped his sticker up there, and I was like, man, this would be the banner I would take the trade show even, and be like, put the sticker on my banner.
I might have
You
some
know,
old
like-
stickers.
Yeah. I will. You can see them moving over here. This is where most of mine is going.
No, I know.
You can
That's
see
what I
the
always
look on this side. I slapped up all that side. I got even to the back. Got a little building to it there. These are to put on your phone. I should. I'll put one on all my tools everywhere. Everywhere you go.
slap the
I call
world.
that one the little daddy. Where's my little daddy?
The little dad. I remember you told me that.
Is there a store here, or do they have a retail location?
Yeah, downtown on Modern.
Okay, right. You could try some too tomorrow. I'm gonna take my knees and new pair of shoes. Yeah. That's what his mom. I was thinking about maybe getting him like some of those bands that don't have laces, they're like the black and white checkered ones, but they're just like slip-on shoes.
That's how bad it is from shop right.
Those pairs, a lot of people wear them. I almost always love a pair. So I'll get kind of funny. You guys go back up to the make the sushi fry. I think that was super cool. Why don't you give me a hamburger and go drink it and go I think they sell the balls. No, they have them in like
Maybe Journeys.
yeah.
Maybe. My sister just got a job there. She's onboarding. I don't know.
What am I thinking of? PacSun.
Oh, yeah, that's like old school,
The
yeah.
classic ones are like the black and white checkered ones.
Like that. I don't want to art. Well, hey, now we got rid of this.
I'll be like, I got some money, and then pull out his wallet.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, you too. Take it easy.
It's like I gotta make $120 real quick for my shoes.
Yeah, just type it out. I know, it rolls in for you.
Oh, did I tell you that I put the down payment on that piece there? That meditation piece?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Illego one.
He's buying it for it.
Oh, yeah.
He gave me $2,000 back already.
Oh, yeah.
He paid off the store right here. Yeah.
You know it?
When he pays it off, I told him I'm not going to send it to things off. When he does, I'm going to drive it to the store.
Right.
And meet the guy. Yeah, like I want to be
I
like,
bet you guys are okay for that.
I'm assuming,
Have
like, I know it's close to like November, where I'm like, the store at, and I just think that.
that's what I thought.
That's what I'm assuming, that he's gone to all the other stores. All my homies would be like, John, put that on consignment in my store, and he's still going to back to buy it. That's, I don't like putting it on consignment. I want to put glass when I left up there with the fly and all that. And the kid that was buying it broke it, and it wanted, somehow it didn't end up paying. I didn't think it was back there. I'm sure that it's been It's aggravating.
I'll just be like, here it is, it's fixed. Where's the money? You get it when I get the money.
First of all, I wanted it
Yeah.
paid. Then I'm like, all right, you own this. It's broken. Would you like me to repair it for you?
That is the
You
way,
know,
yeah,
that's how it should have been.
that's how.
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been like, here, John, hey, the guy will buy it if it's fixed. I'm
No.
like, what?
The repair should be a separate thing. Yeah.
Like, you guys left, like, he didn't give you any money. I'm assuming they probably got money from the guy. Because how did they just let it leave if you're going to? They were probably like, took it down some money and then everything.
Or if it was a buddy, like, you know.
They're like, yeah, man, you gotta come back and buy this.
So I think they said they thought he was my friend, but it was a kid I just met at the art show then.
Oh
I'm
my
like, yeah,
God,
he was my
no.
friend. I knew him for a week. You know, like,
He was that friend.
I was friendly with him.
Yeah. Right.
I'm sure the
Well,
live
that's
stream.
cool. Now you got it going in the right order.
This will be saved on Twitch too. For everybody to re-listen to.
Forever.
Scammers.
Well, it won't be
Every
saved
time
on
I have this
Twitch.
little lesson, everything she goes through Twitch.
I had my first on Twitch sailing experience. I
Sailing.
Yeah, I played and I was just trying to finish commendations by myself the other night, and these two dudes, like, I think they had, like, 20 followers between the two of them. They're super nice, though, really good players. And he was like, oh, and yeah, I'm streaming too right now. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But we we did things together in the game. I could tell you, but if you don't play the game, you'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, yeah, and so I got to go back and watch it, like watch me and stuff. I was like, that's neat, man. You're probably used to it by now. You're like, whatever, I've seen myself so many times.
I don't even go back and watch the videos. I don't want to.
I go back and watch them, but I don't listen to them because I can look at myself, but I can't stand listening to myself. For some reason, I don't know why.
Exactly. And so hearing
I
myself
don't
on
even
that, I
want
was
to know.
like,
If I went back and watched them, I'd probably be like, I can't do this anymore. So just leave it. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's how you gotta be for
Just
real.
keep pumping it out. If somebody really is going to sit there and watch those hours and hours of us streaming, then
They deserve to get all the
then they
juicy
must not
bits.
mind us.
that's hilarious. No, I think that's cool as hell though. Let's see, and it seems like you got a cool community. Like they're talking in chat and stuff.
Yeah.
And, like,
Yeah,
that's neat.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the thing, man.
that's all that. That's what it's really about too. Because there are people that we talk to on Twitch that were Twitch taught how to glass blow, so they only have learned from other streamers. Yeah,
On
Yeah.
Twitch, there's like a community of just glassblowers on there.
Oh, yeah, man.
That all
See,
stream
that's
together. They
neat.
have like a Discord that's like a glassblower group. Because they're trying to get Twitch to like have glassblowing as an actual like subcategory. Because it's either like chatting, gaming,
you're right
or
there
art,
with me.
you
Yeah,
know, and like
Would it not be
most
under
people
art
are
then?
under gaming or chatting. There could be 30,000 people watching some kid play Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Like it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah.
It's cool.
I think the
I think if they had
streamers that I
glassblowing
watch,
as
I
a
think the
category,
top,
you
like,
could start
I've ever
bringing attention
seen
to it though.
of like the streamers I watch, the highest count has been around 3,000. Something that like I
That you were
would be-
interested in?
Yeah.
But I watched the like I've seen Cedric and I'm like, is that how many people? He's like, yup. I was like, watching it right now? And
Yeah.
he's like, yup.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
like,
neat, like it's so cool.
I'm like excited when Kyle be playing Fortnite and he'll have 5 guys like watching it, you know, or like
Yup.
what do they call it? What's the term?
One of Shy's friends used to do that too. Like just
The
have this,
observing
like,
or whatever.
lurking.
All that, but there's a term that people that are watching it when you're playing it after they die and then they can watch you.
Well, you can watch to see how someone else plays. That's how you can
Yeah.
learn technique.
If you
Yeah,
get
That's yeah.
It's not a third.
It's not.
spectating.
Spectating, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, he'll have like 5-6 people spectating him. And I'm like, he's like that. There's one of the few times I wish that I'd like recorded it because he was like so on that ran through people.
Alright, well we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Alright, good to see you guys.
Yep.
All right, I'll hit you up for tomorrow. I'll let you know what's going on. See, take care of your pet little rat.
Man, I don't know how my things get all messed up.
Cool. I might make more of those little rats.
I'm telling you, you gotta call them Takashi's. Takashi turf pearls.
Yeah.
The rats.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get to see the look on your face. Yes, that door is not used. You don't need to be getting really mad anyway. Alright, you're eating. Just hang out at the house. I'll be back there in a little while. It was cool. We made a little snake with some little baskets and a little rat. Yeah. Very snake charmer set. Here's a snake charmer drip roll set. Or a slurper set. Yeah, snake charmers. It's very awesome. Alright. I gotta get some work done though. I'm gonna get home. Not that we only have an hour left anyway.
Oh damn! It is already friggin' 7. Oh, in that pose thing. I saw that, I was like, cool, whatever. These like reticello style terminations, you really don't want to twist at all. You just want to pull them off as straight as possible. There's still 15 in here right now. Teaching the next generation how to do our stuff.
15 actually next month. Got older brother, 17. Gotta get back with the younger son that just turned 9. My girlfriend got a daughter, 7. This is the only place that me and DJ can escape the kid. Come to the glass shop. Now they want to start coming here and want to blow glass. You guys can give me a follow too. I haven't posted anything yet, but I will soon. Let's take off the glass. Make sure you guys all follow TJ if you haven't already too. Throw some subs at him.
Yes. 100%. Yes.
Who's going first? Who's the first subscriber? Boom, got one. Did I just do one for real? No way.
No, we got Manfred the Robot following though. Thanks for that follow.
Yeah, yeah.
Saw you, it might have been in Metz's stream earlier. Definitely recognized the name.
Cool. We blow glass every day too. We actually watch Mets.
A lot,
At
yeah.
the beginning of the day, we're watching him just as much. So.
Yeah.
I know he always gets done screaming and comes and watches us a little bit. I've got some press here from him. We're both going to be doing some collaborations together. I'm going to do a female form, some kind of alien spirit standing in like a few giant mushrooms.
That's one crazy collab.
I did one similar with Bowl Pusher, but I haven't really released yet. There is one photo on Instagram.
That's Urban Pheasant on Twitch.
Urban Pheasant. You guys follow Vets or watch this stream every day, you'll know.
Definitely know that person, yeah.
We're all Midwesterners, so we all try to work together. Do collabs within our own time zone at least. Everybody else, all the Colorado kids, they've got their own crews, all the Oregon kids. Asheville crews out in the East Coast. And a whole bunch of Texas glass blowers out of Austin.
Double encase.
We gotta start our own scene here in the Midwest. My glass, Midwest glass. We lose the Midwest.
Or not. We usually do our sales over Instagram. If you guys want to check out our Instagram pages, messages on there. Right now I'm just doing chillums. I like to make them 2 at a time. A local store here.
What's your name on Twitch?
Mine?
Yeah.
Should be Jaywalker Glass, just the same.
Oh, maybe you're not. It's because you're not in here. Maybe I can't shout you out.
You can make a comment.
Yeah, that's what you should do.
I want people to click on this in a second. It's nice that Trial's coming up here and I get used to teaching somebody. And
Yeah, you kind of got to get the brain juices flowing a little bit when you become like, when you get to the point where you really start knowing what you're doing with glass blowing, it's around the same time that you don't have to think about it as much.
it makes it harder for you to communicate.
Yes,
or, like,
because
if
you
need-
understand it more on an intuitive level.
Yeah,
To where you, yeah, it's harder to put into words at a certain point.
You'll like skip past stuff
Because
well,
you,
what did do right
yes,
there?
exactly.
Like,
'cause
oh
you,
yeah.
right, because you think that it's irrelevant or it's just a step.
Every
that,
little move is
Right.
something. Or it should be. You shouldn't have any like extra hand motions in anything. If you think about it, you can dial down making something to like a 20-point process and go right into the next move. If you're stopping to be like, all right, what should I do next? Then you're losing time already in your production. You should already have like a rhythm that you're like boom, boom. I blow the bullet, I make the king card, I go right to this shape, right to this shape. But that's of course after you've done it like 1,000 times.
Right. I was gonna say this isn't your first.
Like if I was teaching somebody to do it, I'd be like, no, don't. You didn't need to do that. You're just wasting time. Like I'd be harsh about it. I want to learn my exact technique. Because there used to be a thing we would like set timers in front of us and stuff, like timing pieces to make sure, you know.
I time myself
make a
regularly.
certain amount, a certain amount per hour. That's what's crazy.
I have to when I'm working for the business side. You know what I'm saying? I have to make sure that I remain profitable.
Looking down the tube so I can actually look all the way down and see the whole pack hole. See if it's the right
But
size.
disclaimer, that's also how you can scratch your glass.
I scratch, yeah.
Oh.
Once I got these plastic lenses on these black flies and scratch them, I'll be looking down and scratch my lens. Scratch the ear coating. Put a spiral on this one, so heating it all up. You can tell when the glass is all the same heat and even all the same thickness. When it heats up and it's all the same shade of orange or red, you know that it's like evenly heated all the way around. If there's a dark spot, that means it's a little more. You can see it's all the same color orange, so it's going to spin out really nice.
Not only does that mean it's evenly heated, but it also means that it's relatively the same thickness because
The wall thickness.
it's
is
intrinsically related. Yeah.
If you had a spot that was darker, it would be because that spot was thicker, so
Right.
it took more heat to heat up. The
Yes.
thinner spots got hot right away.
And it's also going to take longer for it to cool down too. So you could
Yeah.
use that knowledge to your advantage to even out a piece that would otherwise be uneven. You got to wait a second. Just got to
But
give
it
it a
also
second.
happens when you have line tubing, you'll have colors with different like metal formulas in them.
So a different thickness, like or viscosity, I guess would be the best
they're
word.
like
Yeah.
density. One color will be really stiff, or one
Right.
will be really loose, and that'll make your color tubing. Like if you have one that's like black and half white,
It's
that
hard.
white is gonna like melt it instantly,
Yeah.
but then that black is gonna be really stiff, and that's gonna be a very hard tube to work.
It is, but I still get it. I still manage. You can get it done.
I mean, like a half and half. But the way you do jailhouse ones,
Where it's
that
alternating,
evens it
that
out.
gives it that skeleton structure to
Yeah,
where it
like a
holds
frame
itself
in
up.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. Like
Alternating
this one right
only.
here, this is some lighter colors, but then it's alternating with the black. The black's giving it like a structural frame. same density of color. That would all be like color theory in a way, but color geometry. Color theory isn't just the combinations of your colors. You gotta know like this is what likes to be done. Like you feel like
Hey guys, gotta take my cat to the vet. I'm gonna have a turkey sandwich for lunch.
these stickers. He's probably watching right now.
He's got a turkey sandwich.
I know.
I use it all the time.
What I use.
Yeah. I fuck with the turkey sandwiches all day.
I wish I was going to that event this weekend. I'm sure I'm probably gonna end up hanging out with family in my town.
Yeah. That's basically where I'm at.
But I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow.
It's just some of the prep that Matt sent us. So I've got one piece of each, and then I told John to take 2 pieces of each because he can make a better scene with it. And then we're gonna do a collab live on stream coming up soon. We're gonna tag Mets in it and say we're doing the Mets collab, and it's gonna be a Twitch collab.
Hopefully from start to finish, but the last one does take a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, like yours especially is probably gonna take like a couple of streams, or I'd have to wait and stream the end of it. You know what I'm saying? But
It would probably be a part 1 and a part 2.
part 1 and part 2. That's what I was thinking
That
too.
much people know.
Yeah.
So even if you don't see the part 1, that'll be most of the process of making it. It'd be more exciting in the part 2, or even have like a finishing video.
Right.
The part 3 would just be the piece getting completed, or have all the collabs get completed. We could do that with other Glassworks and some prep. We got some M-shape prep that I need to work with. And
I think didn't M Shay send you some of that glow in the dark prep, that unreleased shit?
I didn't look like glow in the dark.
I think it's glow in the dark, but I might be mistaken. I just remember seeing something briefly about it.
How does that work? Do you have to like charge it up?
Yeah, it's just like the old GL33, like I said, that I found the scrap that you gave me, bro.
Hold your like phone flashlight on it.
I held mine up just in my fluorescent light because I got along like the old school tube bulbs in my garage. I held it up there for half a second, then went and turned off the light to show Natalie what I was like, look, this is like truly glow glass. It's not UV, it's not CFL, it's glow in the dark, 100%. And you work it and charge it. I don't know how. I think the way that these new school cats are doing it is I think that they're getting glow powder or glow pigment and then mixing in their own color with it. But
I wonder if it's that easy.
I think it is, and but you have to you gotta get the right ratio. If you put too much of it, it changes the coefficiency, I think, to where it won't be compatible with anything but itself.
I remember that GL33 color as you would
I only would coil pot it with itself.
no clear.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Straight color. And but I know this one cat had some purple. There was like a violet color glow glass that when it glowed, like it was glow in the dark, but it would glow in UV. So you could pair that with a UV color, and it would like charge itself essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like the glow in the dark glow would also reflect the UV in the piece too. I see crazy potential with that. Hopefully you will see us work when we work on the collab, yeah. And I mean, we always do the video on demand too, so I should mention that. Like, even if you miss the live stream, you can go back and watch the VOD. I don't know how long it stays up, maybe a week or two. But I always try to make sure that I upload before it expires. I try to make sure that I upload the VOD onto my YouTube, which is the same as all my other handles on social media, Tj Gentry Art, all one word. And I upload every Twitch stream onto YouTube. Eventually, I don't know, like some of them get copy striked or like 18 plus, and it makes it harder for some of them to be public. Like sometimes, like even this music, it's supposed to be royalty free, and I still get copy strikes on it on YouTube all the time. So I don't know.
But yeah, I try to upload all of them, and we'll still tag him even in the YouTube videos, and it'll just be on you. It'll live on YouTube. Yeah, and then I do know it's longer for a partner. They get to basically keep it 60 days or something, double the time. Which, if you think about it, 30 days is still a pretty good time. It's a significant enough time.
Imagine how much memory they're holding. Like
That's
people
what-
streaming, like that
Oh,
one guy.
dude.
Like random people are just streaming 20 hours, 30 hours, or 40
Oh
hours.
man, you can only imagine. That's a lot. Most people are streaming in pretty good definition too, so it's not like small video files.
Add my link real quick here for people. Yeah, you should.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering because I thought that it was 2 weeks, but I guess that's before you're even an affiliate. Once you hit affiliate, you get the 30. That's cool. I didn't know that.
So the other 30 days.
Yeah, and then it expires. But when you're affiliate, I'm pretty sure you have to wait 24 hours before you re-upload it to another site. It's got to be like a Twitch exclusive for a certain amount of time. Oh shit, thanks for the VIP, Jen. Sorry, just noticed. Hey, yeah, no, for sure. You're definitely a VIP, brother. The exceptions are Amazon Prime that link their accounts and Twitch Turbo subscribers also get 60 days. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Because yeah, I remember whenever you have to sign the agreement when you're affiliate that you're actually like filling out a tax form with Amazon.
You work for Amazon.
Basically, yeah. You want to say it's at least 72 hours, but don't quote me. Uh-oh. I hope I haven't been breaking the rules. If so, it was unintentional. Woo!
That's fine.
I got a little too close. Flew a little too close to the sun trying to melt in a hole.
So if anybody wants to tune in, my daughter's next class going lesson. It'll be on Tuesday.
Is she
from
doing
5
it
to 6.
weekly?
She's gonna be doing it every week. It'll be on Wednesdays, but next week is 4:40 from 5 to 6. She'll be about 10 minutes late, so ready to be. This week we made a snake and then a little rat for to chase around, and then we made 2 little baskets.
Do you still have them on you?
Snake
Did she
no,
take?
she took them with
You
her.
took them?
Yeah, but they're cool.
You aren't supposed to multicast either. A lot of people do. They seem to get away with it. See, the only reason that I don't enjoy multicasting is that I have a sneaking suspicion that Streamlabs will like prioritize and like a lot more bandwidth to one over another, and I don't know how they prioritize that. Like, I don't know if they're like favoring YouTube over Twitch. I'd rather just stream just to Twitch, but I do know that there's some of the rules I think that can be bent a little bit for sure. I mean, I'm sure if they ever had a problem with me re-uploading to YouTube after a day, they'd probably tell me. I hope. I don't know. I guess what I really should do is go actually read the fine print if I wanted to be super kosher. Not to mention juggling all the chats. Yeah, that's another thing too. There's sometimes where we'll do giveaways and I gotta make sure I'm fair and I'm monitoring all of that, which becomes like a whole circus. Trying to blow glass itself in the circus to begin with.
What a miss.
Not much.
Yeah, you tried to juggle all those tracks in all different places, right? Or did you stream it at one point on like 5 different things at the same time?
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, but the resolution would be down. It would
That's what I'm saying. That's essentially what I figured out.
Yeah.
Is I'm like, look, because I also started getting more viewers and they stuck around longer after I just did a dedicated Twitch stream only. You know what I'm saying?
Instead
like,
of people
stick to
watching
just
in all
one.
different places, just come to Twitch and it'll work.
Yeah. Because back when I used to multi-stream, I'd get more viewers on Facebook than anything else, but I think that's because it was favoring Facebook and I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was giving Facebook the good, clean feed, and everything else was secondary.
Yeah, which I don't know if anybody else listened to events about that event this weekend. I think it's in Des Moines, Iowa. Be a bunch of glass blowers up there blowing glass and start things out. With big flips up there.
Are you going up there?
Still haven't decided. I don't want to spend a bunch of money, but I can make that money maybe if I can put some glass.
Or some equipment.
That's what I was thinking. More likely, I could sell a bunch of glass blowing equipment. Like, I know somebody would scoop that Tj Torch, or for all I know, maybe the Koala I could sell. Like said that they've got an Airbnb that I can stay at, but I'd be having to do something wherever they're at. That and I wouldn't get any damn sleep. I'm gonna get these chill up doors done. Hopefully by tomorrow. Or by tomorrow I'll be close enough that I can finish the weekend. Become about halfway. What's my chillum count meter at?
I can't be paying attention to all that, dude.
I need my own control panels over here.
I know, but that could get messy. I don't want you. I can tell when you don't want the camera on you. I don't know if you can tell fully when I don't want the camera on me. And eating it. What the fuck? The aliens took me away.
We're gonna get abducted right out of your works.
Why I'm wearing the alien shirt today, bro?
They're actually watching right now. They want to use some
subscribers.
They're like, take me to your dealer.
That's so cheap. Say half of your stream should just be my kid playing Fortnite. You'd have 1 million subscribers.
Tell him to live stream, and then I'll put his live stream on the green screen, and then it'll look like he's just playing Fortnite behind.
I tried to get him an account, but his Nintendo account was already linked.
It's already linked to him, and it says he's too young, right?
And it says he's 13. Yeah. So I got
Yeah.
have him stream on mine, I guess.
Yeah, you always gotta lie on those things. Say you're 18.
I was hoping you would keep him out of like lobbies with grown men that are like, you know, like
Right.
you know,
Saying
use
some
that kind of
obscene
language.
shit. Yeah.
Sometimes you can make more work or get more work done, and maybe some of you guys can relate with this too. You can get more work done at work in that last hour than you did all day sometimes.
That's when you really gotta buckle
You're
down.
like, oh shit,
You're like,
alright,
if
I
I want
wasted
today to
enough
be
time.
worth it. Yeah.
I gotta get this done. And you just grind out that last hour and be like, alright, I got enough done today. Push. Throwing your back gets a little sore. Really feel like you're earning some money now. But I wanted to go to that event even just to be like, now that I've like been, we've been hanging out with a bunch of people on like Twitch and stuff like that, you know, like
Right.
it's
Right,
cool
right.
to like when you see the people in person.
Yeah, it'll be cool the first time I go to a trade show again and I run into some of these guys.
Start running into people that
Be
you
like,
know
"What up,
online.
bro?
And, yeah.
Let's go get some fucking lobster, bruh.
Lobster, you go to that buffet that's like $100 a person.
Yeah.
And it's like every seafood you could ever think
Yeah.
of around the world.
What was that one place we went? That one time we went to Vegas, we went to some place where they did like a seafood broil in a bag, and it was like one of the places Andrew Zimmerman or someone on TV went to. That shit
I
was
do remember
fire.
that. You know, it's like some crawfish. That,
Yeah.
I went to who's the Hell's Kitchen guy?
Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah, I went to the Gordon Ramsay one that's in the Paris last time I was there.
the hotel, yeah.
Yeah, the Gordon Ramsay steak restaurant. Man, I remember it being super baller. But we were sitting there, and as we were 2 tables over from the bar,
Yeah.
you're like where they were cashing people out, you know, at the end of the bar. So it was
Yeah.
like all these glasses on all these shelves, and as we're sitting there waiting for our appetizers, a whole shelf full of glasses broke off of the wall.
Wow.
It's shattered all over the place. It's crazy loud. And they gave the woman that was sitting at the first table, they comped her bill and then didn't do shit for us. And like, we got sprayed with glass too. You know?
Wow.
Like a big glass.
Dude, in my head, I would have just been wishing, like, I hope he's here. Please have him come out yelling and cussing and shit.
That would have been
Like,
the real
what the
experience.
fuck was that?
They would come out, fire a couple people. But they bring out like all the steaks on this big cart.
Right.
And you can look at exactly what type you want, and they have some huge steaks. But it was crazy because we were like in the, you know, like playing roulette, having a good time in the casino. We go to have dinner, and all of a sudden it's like super chill and quiet setting inside the restaurant. We're all getting tired.
And as soon as you
Dude,
leave,
they're like
you're right-
pumping drugs through the ventilation, bro. They
And
get
then as
drugs
soon
involved.
as you leave and you're back out in the casino, we were like, we're all heading back to the hotel. And as soon as we're back, we walk out there and we're like, woo! Dude, I'll give you another round of drinks. Stayed out all night again. As soon as we got all, it's just like so much stimulation. Purity of the oxygen was.
Well, yeah, no, the last time when I went there, John Sharp, we were walking on Fremont Street Experience, and he was like, someone was walking out of a casino, and he was like, you notice how all the casinos kind of smell the same? And I was like, yeah, bro, that's because they like literally pump a whole bunch of oxygen and
They're
pheromones and
airtight,
shit.
they have no clocks,
Yeah.
no windows.
Yeah, there's so much subliminal bullshit they got going on there. You would be surprised. You'd be
I've
probably
never gone
offended.
down to Fremont Street for some reason.
Dude, it has such a huge ass
Every
screen
time
that's like
I
over
was
everything.
There,
It's
there's always
baller.
a group of people that go there, and I never.
Bro, I don't drink, and I still went out there and grabbed like a fucking pulled pork sandwich from the barbecue off the side of the street. You know, it was sitting there hitting my vape, man.
There still, I rather.
But just to see that screen, bro, that fucking, it's like I don't even know how many LEDs, but it's like dude, it's nice.
I've seen videos. Yeah,
It's crazy.
I
Totally
like
worth it.
riding the tram up and down. Like you can like get a nice view of the strip from a distance, kind of.
Yeah.
Whatever hotel we were always at with the convention, it was at the tram or the monorail. The monorail would always have a stop right there. You could pay for like a week-long pass and ride it all you wanted.
The dudes we were there with last time just paid for these little scooters, bro. They were
Yeah.
driving them around everywhere. But then you could also get those sidewinders, those like reverse motorcycles with 3 wheels. You know what I'm talking about? That you can like slip around and you can like do crazy maneuvers with. You can rent those fucking things too. Like you can do anything in Vegas,
Yeah,
bro.
Vegas should
Anything you imagine.
Shop around.
Right? Yeah.
We went there last time. We had our limo driver. We got a limo just to like, oh, we're in Vegas.
Right.
Wonderful the people for their first time. So we had the limo driver drive us straight to the dispensary. We wasn't legal yet here, but it was there. And they asked you if you came straight from the airport, you got 30% off. You know? Yeah.
They're like wanting you to come there just to buy
Yeah.
weed.
The cab driver and everything. I think he even got a tip from that. To us, you know, there's a lot of that's how Vegas works. It's like, whatever,
Oh yeah,
you
dude.
know, whoever you're greasing up to go to your casino or your restaurant or whatever. Everybody gets crazy lives like that. I always live in the Midwest. I should have sent her home with some homework. Like, study these colors, and you better know the names of them.
Well, next time, honestly, what I would do is take like a rod and round it off so it's not sharp, and then tell her she has to go home and spin it a couple hours each night or
Maybe
something.
make like a little tag of each, like a couple inches of color with a little tag on it that says what color it is.
Good,
So you
yeah.
can have like a whole box of little sets to know
You're
that
just
they
teaching
are.
her the gangster colors, though. It's not like you got some.
Don't even. Yeah, it's not like I have any other colors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna be like, this is the molten
She'll
oil
be
60.
like practicing with gold groovy. Yes.
Right.
That's how it
Right.
should be. That's how it should be for my daughter. Anyway, she's gonna be balling out harder than I am. She made that octopus and won nationals last year or 2 years ago. National art competition.
I didn't get a chance to look at the coil pot that she did.
It was actually not that bad.
That's like just a fun technique to learn anyway. I still coil pot to this day. There are some colors you don't want to do it with, but for the most part, if you can keep your flame chemistry correct, you won't get any streaks.
But yeah, all I did was just rolled it in with a double amber purple and then put 2 or 3 black lines on it. But it really did look like a basket.
Right.
It was weaved together. We're gonna start teaching lessons here to other people, though. I think start keeping it open to, or you'd have to fill out an application or something like that, so we know who you are. You can't just walk in the door. But maybe have like a Friday night thing where we can teach like a class to a group of people every Friday night. Then we would have more of an advanced course that, like I said, we could like apply for.
Andy Helen, thanks for the follow. Sorry I missed that. I don't know why, but my alert box isn't making sounds. That's why I was surprised it did for the raid. Let me pull it up. I don't know. Sometimes these things just glitch out.
Broke the internet.
You heard it, so see, maybe for somehow I have it muted on my end. I don't know. But if it still plays through the screen. There it goes. Weird. Andy Helen says, no problem. Thank you for being here for me to follow. Absolutely.
Yeah, we
It's
try
our
to stream
pleasure.
every day during the week, right?
Yeah. There might be some days where I get ahead of myself and I start doing too much to even be able to think about it, but I try to most days.
We blow glass every day.
You know, that's for
So there's a
sure.
long time to work that in to actually do it every day. Slowly add more and more things on top of what you're doing. We used to watch TV while we were blowing glass, so we didn't know we were training ourselves that whole time to be able to stream, watch for comments, and get reports. It's a multitasking skill that takes decades.
Like a
Training.
boot camp. So many years watching Sunny and Workaholics,
Right.
Ancient Aliens, and Shark Tank. Pawn Stars.
I'm still waiting for the time that Pawn Stars and somebody's like, I want to pawn this glass piece that I have, and they pull out a telly and they're like, it's a banjo, blah blah blah. I paid $30,000 for it.
You know how much exposure that would give the glass community?
Yeah, and then I want him to be like,
show reaches a lot of
well,
people.
let me call a guy.
And he calls in a glass expert.
You need to call in like a specialist and treat it just like any other collectible, you know?
Who do you think the specialist would be? Someone we never even heard of, or actual person?
So I
in the
bet
game?
there's somebody in Vegas that wants somebody that like runs the trade show.
It would be
maybe,
like,
or-
and here he is. owner of Jerome Baker, Jason Harris.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or
It'd
some
be
shit like that. Yeah.
It'd be like salt glass.
Right.
You know? I would be interested now to be like, because nowadays you would literally have to pay them to do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? People aren't just coming through the door with that shit.
Right.
You know, you're like, I have this expensive item, I want to get it advertised, how do we sell this? They do a bit about it, you know? So you
Right.
would have to literally be like, alright, we would have to find who we'd want our specialist to be, and almost write a script for them.
That's what I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah. Because when you're at when you watch it on TV too, you're like, oh, it's not even that crowded. You would think that place would be packed. It's in Las Vegas. There's like so many people wandering around. But when you go to Vegas and you drive by, there's a line.
It's all the way around the
down
block to the point where you're like, am I gonna stand here all day for them to
You gotta buy a
close?
ticket to get inside, baby.
Right,
You know, you have
yeah.
to buy it like you're going into like a see Blue Man Group or something. You're going in there.
Right.
You have to be gonna buy something. But after you wait in line for that long, you're like, I'm gonna find something. I'm sure I'd go in there and buy something completely ridiculous.
Just because.
I'd be like, holy shit, this is Wild Bill's like belt.
You'd
buckle?
almost
Like-
want to go big enough to where they'd be like, we got to bust out the cameras for this transaction. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
or
So
something.
they'd be like, we got to film this one.
Said I had this sculpture. I can't find it. After my grandma moved to my house, I don't know if my cousin stole it or something happened to it. But it was from Osaka, Mexico, and it was like a stone carving about this big, about like 6-7 inches big. And the guy that I bought it from at the Gem Mineral Show, he said that he was an archaeologist and actually mined it or brought it back on an archaeological dig from the 70s. And it had a serial number on it and everything. And I always claimed that that would be my item that I would take to Pawn Stars, you know, and see what the hell it is, or if it has any value.
Andy Helen says, Met sent me while he's offline. Yeah, Met's is the homie for sure.
Yeah,
He
I got a
actually
sticker
just
up there.
sent us some prep. I don't know if you were in here earlier when we were talking about it, but we're gonna, once we fire this up and heat them up, we're gonna do some of Met's collabs live on stream as well, which we'll announce that.
We're
Put
gonna
it in
take
the
his
title.
prep and mix our style. I think he said that those are the first
Yep.
real collabs that he's ever done. He's only ever done collabs where somebody sent him prep and made it into the spoon. So I'm really gonna do something crazy. He's gonna blow his mind. That he's probably gonna start crying. I feel like he's gonna get teared up after. I'm not.
Sometimes
like,
I want to cry
saying
here,
cry
but
like that,
especially
but
when
he's
I
gonna
watch
tear
you
up.
blow glass. I'm like, I want to cry. I'm like, am I even ever gonna be this?
So that's how it used to be when I would look at some glass floors.
You're insane. Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm never gonna be that good.
I don't know. I think I could. I mean, your idea would make sense. Do a 2-piece.
Or do just the can, like how Kenny does his. He does just the can as somebody's prep, and then he does a standard stem of his own. But he just uses a black tubing and makes it the same way.
See, but I feel like if I was gonna go that route, what I might want to do instead, I could just make this the body like a T-shirt of a money. Because I think I've got some prep that would.
Well, the thing with that is that you don't want to put so much
It would
more
be a
time
lot.
in it than him.
Well, I mean,
You know, like
I guess that would then the 2-piece would still make sense because that's about still.
yeah, and then you'll actually get it sold maybe right away.
It won't. Yeah, it'll sit along.
Like a lot of people when I would do collabs with them, would like they'd be more popular than me, and they'd be filling orders faster because they would simplify or refine what they're making to where it's actually producible.
Right.
So, you know me, I'll all of a sudden be making a pipe for 2
Start
weeks,
going
3
hard,
weeks,
yeah.
But that's what I don't want you to get caught.
Well, that
up in.
one I spent like 20 hours on, and then by the time I was done, I was like, I'm sick with
Yeah.
how much time I spent on this. It sickens me.
I'm thinking your first collab, do some of your Dichro tubing is the stem going up, and then make his the can. To be like Dichro.
And do 2 of them.
You could do multiple ones. You could do one as a hammer, maybe, or one of Sherlock.
Or I could do like a stand-up bubbler with a 10 mil joint, hand form joint. There's some possibilities, for sure.
Just don't go too crazy the first time. Build up to it.
Well, now that you said that, I think I'm going to do a floating Klein recycler that
Yeah.
transitions into itself with some crushed opal prep tubing.
With a Diva's smoking out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to sculpt a whole other thing that's just like not even part of the functional
And
piece.
it completely dripping everywhere.
Yeah.
Full crushed opal, of course. That's glassblower sarcasm right there. Nobody was picking up on that.
I don't know. Maybe one could be like an inline can. I could make a little mini inline too.
Yeah, or we could do a three-way collab with one of the pieces too. Or like that if you did make a Sherlock, I could put a bunch of mushrooms on it or something.
I still think that a shroom lock needs to happen. Where it's a mushroom that is a Sherlock. Like just the mushroom
Yeah.
is a Sherlock.
I've seen those before. I just need to do it in my style.
Because I feel like that's almost like the skullberries or whatever that JOP is doing. He's always doing those skull Sherlock or the skullberry Sherlocks.
Or I really like Grim, what he's been doing with skulls, dripping skulls.
Yeah.
He'll do like a scientific style like rig with a big old can and then just drip the whole can, you know, like make the whole can into a skull dripping down. It's really nice. You gotta have big vision for that because you're like doing it really slowly. It probably looks really shitty until the very end. And you're like, oh, there's the face. I can see it now.
See, and that's what I need to work a lot more on is like having the visionary time. Like there's not very many pieces that I plan out on purpose. I freestyle almost everything when I'm doing like a heady or something. I'm just freestyling. I'm not really like any rhyme or reason to it. The piece just builds itself, which is cool, but also having a very specified plan of attack is, but like, then you get into the point where like you can make a piece of prep. Like imagine how many arms that dude made for the baby mech before he was like, this is the perfect arm. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't just like, probably wasn't the first time.
Or
that he did it.
like if he made 6 of them or whatever, by
Right.
the time he got the 6th one done, he was
like,
that
"This is
first
it."
one's junk now. I gotta
Right.
make 7 or 8.
Exactly, right. Yeah, exactly. Like in order to do that, you really have to like, you're going to get so meticulous on the prep that you put on there because you've already wasted, or you don't want to waste all that time. You've already put so much time into it.
It's better to hold yourself to those really high quality standards because it's better for you just to know than a lot of people look at your work and they just won't even tell you or they won't give you a good
Right.
an honest critique. So you just need to be able to see that in your own class.
You have to
the
criticize
flaws,
yourself a lot when it comes to that. Yeah.
imperfections. Yeah, that pleasing yourself should be harder than pleasing everybody else. Start to shut down lights in there.
We still got 10 minutes. So I'm looking to see
I
what's
can
on
still
right
make
now.
another 4 children.
Samson's on it.
I gotta make enough for shoes for kids tomorrow. Kidding, guys. I have money for making shoes. I just like even it out. If I know I'm gonna spend a certain amount of money, I like to at least try to make that much money. So at least I'm at 0. Even out. You got enough people to do a raid too?
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at, the glass team. It was funny actually, my robot, my chat bot dropped the link to the glass team around the same exact time that you mentioned it to Becky.
It was like knowing that we were about to listen to our conversation.
Dr. Frankenstein wants to know, what are you making? I'm not a glass blower.
Right now, I'm just making 2 little like 1-hitters doing it as a production style where I make 2 of them at the same time. So this is one right here. This is one. I like to make them 2 different styles every time too. They're all the same color pattern, but I'll make this one a nice taper down, and this one's like a nice hourglass shape kind of. I always throw one B down the side to keep the piece from rolling off the table. This is one of my most basic things that I've done for years and years.
So here's a finished example just to show you.
My artistic work more looks like dripping mushrooms and the alien worlds. These little chillums paid the bills for a long time, so I got stores that rely on getting them for them to be able to pay their own bills. In the industry, we call them the bread and butter.
How do you get the color in there? It's cool looking. Thank you, first of all. Second of all, I actually have, but I do have a little chunk. I'll switch the camera over to me so I can start to explain it a little bit. Here, I'm gonna melt this. Turn this music off for a second. So I have a piece that's like already halfway done. So this would be something that we would consider prep. That's already like basically we have the color in there. So this one's just alternating
from the flame between 2 layers of clear.
Trying to get it to, yeah, starting to. So you can see on the inside there's a small layer of clear. And then we have the rods that will stack in between that small layer of clear and another outside layer of clear. We call it a vac stack. So the rods of glass are colored like this. And like this is kind of a bad color to use as an example, but here's a black one too. So they're just long rods already made that we buy, and then we put them in our own patterns. And then also you can buy prep that other people have whole businesses that exist on making just this prep.
There's enough glass blowers that there's prep companies that just make the line tubing. They'll make crushed opal tubing, Dichro tubing, line tubing, solid color tubing, and stick Dichro.
This one doesn't work.
Basically, the vac stacks are, you slide the 7mm rods in between 2 layers of clear glass, and then when you heat them at Molten, you have a hose coming off the end of your blow tube, which is what you're holding it with, that sucks the air out while it heats it up, and
Yep, we use vacuums.
I think there's some videos that are on the Twitch.
Oh, worst time for a 30-second ad. Dang, I'm sorry. I wish I would have been looking at that because I would have been able to stop it from happening. I don't know how much you heard, but I'll show you again. Yeah.
Did they not even hear audio? Damn.
I don't think so. It depends on the ad. Sometimes the ad will just pop up on the bottom. I don't know.
The line tubing is a vacuum process where you take the rods and you put them in between 2 different sizes of clear glass.
So there's a
and
clear
as you heat
inner
it up,
layer.
You suck the air out of it, encasing the color in between the 2 layers, protecting them from the flame and making it way easier for you to use it to be making your items happen.
So you see there's a clear inner layer, and then we'll stack the rods around it like he said, and then have a clear outside layer too. The rods come and they start to look like this at first. That's how we first get them. But the company, if you're asking like how the color itself is made, the companies that make the color have different formulas of like rare earth metals or
they're literally
shit like that.
alchemists that
Yeah.
don't share their secret formulas and recipes.
Yeah.
And there's 3 different companies that are actually competitors against each other all the time. One will come out with a new formula, and the other ones will be copying it right away, trying to come up with the same exact shade of purple, and they'll all name them very slightly different names.
Yeah, but after we buy that color, we make all this prep ourselves, and then we decide how we want to use it. Like, he was making chillums with his prep today. I was making spoons. So you can melt it around. and put it in so many different variety of patterns. You can do, it's almost endless. Whatever you can think of, you can do. Heard the first bit about the inner clear tube. Oh wow, yeah. So I hope that kind of helps put a little, like this would be, when it starts off it's big too. Like this would be, I'm talking.
It's something even I had to, somebody explain to me several times.
Right.
And I still wouldn't get it until years later when I got my skills built up and I got to that level. I'd be like, oh, okay, that's it.
I'm talking big tubes like this even. This is 60 mil. So imagine we've got the clear inside layer and this outside layer, and then we'll stack the rods in between all the way around, and then hook up a vacuum and heat it up and press and suck all the air out of it until it becomes one piece of glass.
Sledge them together.
Glass is really funny and weird, and sometimes trying to explain it is like super abstract because you have to think like on a weird level, like molecularly, on a, like this, the way that liquids move too, and the way that gravity and physics affects everything. It's just a whole, it's crazy. It still blows my mind. Like if I go back and watch videos of myself blowing glass, I'm like, whoa, because I can't. It's hard for you to be like, you want to stare in amazement and wonder at the glass, but you also have to maintain focus on what you're trying to achieve. So there's that balance of like, I'm always, even when I'm watching John, I'm like, well, this shit's so crazy.
Some people can make it look easy, like you watch somebody playing guitar.
Right.
They look like they're enjoying themselves. It's just like an ease, flying around on the fret, you know, or somebody playing the piano. That's how it is. You look at somebody from glass, you're like, oh, that's easy. I could probably do that. And then as soon as you get in front of the torch and the glass, you're just like, oh my god, your arms racing.
Right, yeah.
Do.
Right. But then when you get back off the torch, it's all you can think about. So it's almost like a roller coaster where you're like nervous to get on it, and then afterwards it's all you like, you want to get back on again.
Yeah, I guess it was like the adrenaline rush first time. Playing with fire.
Thank you for repeating. Is it okay to ask lots of questions? Absolutely, it's totally okay.
It actually helps us out because sometimes we get quiet.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I definitely don't mind answering questions. And we've been messing around with glass for over a decade. John's probably even longer, like twice that. So we understand most of it pretty well and can try to relay it. But it's funny because he was just here teaching his daughter a lesson earlier, and we were talking about how like teaching gets you, like once you get really comfortable at doing something, it almost becomes like intuitive. And you think about it less, weirdly enough. So then when you got to teach it, you got to like remind yourself, like, oh yeah, I'm doing something that I'm not even saying.
Translate it properly to somebody to understand. You do the thing and you flip it over, and yeah,
it's magic. Yeah, I agree. It is some weird shit because, like, I'm always reading articles about glass too. Like glass is on the forefront of science and technology. I've seen people on Instagram that made instruments that are so delicate and they're made out of borosilicate glass. And when people ask, like,
some of those good glass guitars sound.
Well, I wasn't even talking about a guitar. I was talking about a scientific instrument this dude was making in order to detect and measure gravitational waves.
Instrument? I thought you were talking about
like a scientific
the
instrument.
classical creations. I think he would do like a guitar and a violin.
I actually, weirdly enough, saw someone the other day on Instagram that made a Tibetan singing bowl out of glass for the first time I've ever seen one of those.
There's some kind of weird thing you can make too, where a bunch of bowls like stacked on top of each other.
Oh, the harmonica, the glass harmonica. That was invented by Benjamin Franklin. Which I'm like, is he a glass blower? Did he blow glass? I don't know.
Made one a year.
Probably.
Yeah, like a full project.
I watch Apache Glass. He does not use color. Yeah, see, there's just the even the types of glass blowing. There's so many infinite ways that you can go with glass blowing. Like it's crazy.
Most people like develop one technique or find something they like, and then they really just go hard at that one.
You keep refining
Since
that process.
There's so many glass blowing techniques, it's hard to be like good at all of them.
It's overwhelming.
Or if you do it that way, nobody can recognize your style because you look like so many different.
If you do everything,
Yeah.
that's kind of where I like to throw it
That
aboard.
used to be my work for a while.
Yeah.
People be like, you're doing skeleton hand, and then you're doing, know, line work, and then fume work, and then Dichro. Nobody can recognize your
Thank you for that follow, Honeybun107. I teach ukulele, and when people ask how I strum, I have to really think, like, what am I doing? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's something that's just so natural to you by the time you become a little bit more seasoned in something. He puts metal flakes in the glass, gold and silver. Okay, yeah, so that's almost like some space tech.
That's Dichro.
Basically, yeah, it's Dichro too, yeah.
When I was, I did a fast forward video or whatever, the time lapse was really fast, and my hands were moving so fast, I was like, boom, 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 and it looked like I was playing an instrument, you know, like keeping a beat.
Dr. Frankenstein, thanks for that follow. We appreciate you.
Yeah, you guys will be around, then sometime we can keep going on the conversation.
Yeah, definitely. We're actually in a store though right now, blowing glass, and they're about to close, so I'm gonna go look on the
other Glassworks and we can point in the right direction.
Yeah. Looks like one's on, but he's playing Fortnite, but another one is on and he's actually blowing glass, so that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but definitely he's a regular on our stream.
Super excited.
So go over here.
Somebody's reaction's always so cool when they're like, "Oh shit!" Even us, we're like, "Whoa, we're getting rated," you know. It's a fun moment.
I should always have my screen manager pull up. I saw a long tube. Is that so you can blow the glass without having to move it to your mouth? Yes, that is exactly what that's for. And like that's one of those things that when like so there's some old school glass blowers that are like, you shouldn't have to use that. You should just get good at moving it, you know. But I mean, honestly, any tool that helps you accomplish your job easier and quicker, definitely use it.
You have to get used to it though, because the weight of it at the end of your tube can put a little drag on it. So
yeah,
if you're not an experienced glass blower, it'll be like put your spin on.
It'll be weird at first, but I honestly I pull mine I pull all the slack out of it. Once I have it on the tube, I'll have it. And any slack that's on there, I pull it out of it, so that it's actually almost the opposite. It's helping my
or
angle.
You're gonna buy that one thing that holds it up like you got a harmonica in front of you.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how much that helps for sure. A black flexible tube. Yeah, definitely throws off the balance, but you can like I said, if you pull the slack out of it, it's almost like if you control how much, if you wrap it around your shoulder and then pull all the slack out. There's some moves like what he's doing right there where he just that's just in the way to him right now. He's able to do this. This is such a
lightweight item that I'm making that it would definitely put drag on it. Some people learn only with the blow tube.
Right.
I learned without it and then learned to use it later. Well, I know a lot of people that use a blow tube. It's hard to go back and forth. Whichever way you learn.
Yeah, no, mine isn't. I don't think his is yours. Oh, you might. Are you talking about the boot? Because that so that's still part of the blow tube. I think you have a black boot, don't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, so you could look. We have a swivel on the end of these blow tubes, and that's what allows us to turn it, and it still just stay in this position. Yeah, so we have different boots that'll fit different sizes of tubing, so you can slip it on there and off of there really easily. Sometimes off is not as easy as others, but it keeps it on there and it keeps it airtight for you. All right, everybody. We gotta end this stream though. We do appreciate everyone stopping by, everyone that's commenting, and all those lurkers too. We also appreciate everyone who followed, and shout out to Mets for raiding us. We are now about to go raid another fellow glass blower. See what he's going on. He's got going on. Yeah, sorry, I didn't understand what you were asking at first. Thanks for answering my questions anytime, and anytime you have spare time, stop back by, ask us questions again. See you later, ran out of thoughts. I don't know if you guys can still hear us or not.
Mine's on the other one now.
Is it?